Dr. John R. Brinkley made big money during one of the darkest periods in our nation's history, the Great Depression of the 1920s and 30s. Many people were out of work with little prospect for future employment. Great amounts of money had been lost during the crash of the stock market. Yet somehow, Dr. J.R. Brinkley got men to gladly pay $500 to undergo a surgical procedure that, when thought about, most men on the surface would never agree to do. What did these men agree to do? Why, nothing more than go under Brinkley's surgical knife and receive the testicles of a male goat transplanted into their lower region in order to regain their lost sexual abilities. This was Brinkley's cure for male impotence. Thus the question begs to be asked, what steps did J.R. Brinkley use that caused men to gladly travel hundreds of miles to come see him, and most amazingly look forward to this operation? Marketing legend Dan Kennedy and I wondered the same thing, and together we made a year-long study of this man, J.R. Brinkley, and the marketing strategies he perfected that made him super rich. Our end result, Dan and I identified 21 principles and lost secrets that made Brinkley his fortune. And I think Dan and I have struck a nerve as a result of these video reports regarding Brinkley, because I've been getting emails asking why Dan and I have decided to release these video updates. That's why I'm pleased to announce that Dan Kennedy and I are launching our Making Them Believe home study course and archives collection, which dives even further into all the marketing strategies and secrets that the good doctor used to make his fortune. Best of all, from your point of view, every one of the Brinkley marketing principles that Dan and I identified are completely transferable to elevate you to marketing superstardom right here and right now. How would you like to have a foolproof marketing system in place that will keep your present customers, clients, and patients continue spending money with you? Keep attracting a steady stream of new clientele. Stay in the thoughts and minds of your target market so they are continuously wondering what you're up to and going to do next. Stand head and shoulders above your competition, and much more. So without any further ado, let's examine for our purposes here another one of J.R. Brinkley's foolproof marketing principles and discover how you can put it to work as well. It's principle number 9. Give reasons to believe to people who want to believe. Dr. J.R. Brinkley was able to tap into this better than any other marketer of his time. In fact, a very successful argument can be made that Brinkley is the greatest of all time at using this particular and very special marketing principle. Want to hear my argument in support of this statement in just a few words? Male goat testicles. Cutting a man's private parts open. Man getting said testicles implanted in said lower region. Case closed. Here's a key secret to keep in mind no matter what it is you're attempting to market. People want to believe in what you're saying and what you have to offer. Yet going hand in hand with wanting to believe is our skeptical nature. How did Brinkley deal with this? Well, we'll begin with a story. You see, the doctor wasn't too far into his practice in tiny Milford, Kansas one day when a local farmer by the name of Bill Stitsworth visited, complaining about a lack of pep, which translated with the farmer explaining that he was having troubles performing his husbandly duties in the bedroom. Because they were in the middle of farm country, the subject soon turned into the sexual escapades of the male goat, and an idea was hatched for Stitsworth to become the first Brinkley patient to receive the aforementioned goat gland surgery. The operation was performed, and a few weeks later, Stitsworth reported back to Brinkley of the surgery's success. Here was where the doctor's marketing genius started to show. Indeed, if there was one Bill Stitsworth, there had to be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them locally and around the nation. Brinkley set about letting these men know that he had their cure. His first step of note, the use of Bill Stitsworth's personal testimonial in direct marketing pieces he started sending out. The end result? The farmer's first-person testimonial helped attract other willing surgical candidates, and J.R. Brinkley was off and running. Then, some 9 months after Brinkley had performed that initial surgery on Bill Stitsworth, a wondrous event took place. Little Billy Stitsworth Jr. was born. Now, Dr. Brinkley not only had the farmer's testimonial, he had flesh and blood social proof with little Billy manning the earth. As Dan Kennedy says, The ability to make someone believe that your goods, programs, products, or services are the answer to his or her need is not just based on successfully providing a list of reasons why what you have to offer is their best choice. Rather, as Dan points out, you must couple a reason or reasons with an inspired desire to believe. Your challenge then, how to inspire them. In other words, what triggers or buttons can you push that will cause this kind of behavior? Certainly, as we just pointed out, the use of first-person, heartfelt, dramatic testimonials is a must to get people to become inspired believers. An additional Brinkley marketing principle that Dan Kennedy and I identified, and one that we go into a great more detail in our Making Them Believe home study course and archives collection, takes what I just talked about, the use of testimonials, to the next level. It's Brinkley marketing principle number 10, spotlight extremely dramatic success examples. Again, much more of this principle is yours in Dan's and my Brinkley home study course and archives collection, such as these two other Brinkley marketing gems among many others Dan and I explore. There's marketing principle number 12, making price of no importance, and principle number 16, making whatever you got work. You know, J.R. Brinkley was a big proponent on the use of celebrities to make people believe. In your case, it can be a celebrity you invest in to use in your marketing, or just as Brinkley did, making yourself a celebrity-like figure. No doubt we've become a nation that worships celebrities, and there's certainly something to be said, if at all possible, into making yourself a celebrity such as the Good Doctor did. Whether it was his radio appearances, which we explored in one of our earlier videos in this series, the newspaper or magazine stories written about him, or his run for governor that we have previously explored as well, Dr. Brinkley earned celebrity status for what he did and for who he was, and with it became a larger-than-life figure for his time. Think now of some of the others that have achieved this status today. Donald Trump comes to mind. Bill Clinton is another, even years past his presidency. The late Princess Diana was another. In sports, an athlete like Michael Jordan or Muhammad Ali rose above their athletic pursuits to become phenomenons. And in the marketing world, our own Dan Kennedy has achieved this status as well. This is what you must do as well to set yourself apart from your competition. Certainly Brinkley had the outrageousness of what he did and used it for all it was worth. Yet Brinkley's example is one that you must employ as well for your own benefit. Namely, you must make the ordinary in your business and turn it into an extraordinary experience. One other note here about Dr. J.R. Brinkley on the radio. A number of people have remarked about how great it would be to hear the Good Doctor in all his glory, and what a great learning opportunity this would be. Dan Kennedy agreed with this thought, so he sent me on a mission to discover if such recordings of Brinkley's Health Talk radio programs were actually available. One source I thought might work out in Texas didn't pan out. However, then through some fairly extensive research, I learned that the Kansas State Historical Society did indeed have such examples of Dr. Brinkley on the radio. Best of all, Dan and I personally selected 10 of these broadcasts, and with permission of the Kansas State Historical Society, for the first time in some 80 years, you'll have the exclusive opportunity to listen and learn from Dr. Brinkley, because we put these 10 radio programs into our Making Them Believe home study course and archives collection. Quite frankly, if this doesn't get your marketing juices flowing, then you probably need to check your pulse. No matter what it is you do and what it is that you have to offer, you must discover those means to position yourself and your business as having that star quality. To give people, as the J.R. Brinkley marketing principle states, reasons to believe to people who want to believe. In our next video, I'm going to share with you some very special information regarding the aforementioned 21 marketing principles and lost secrets of J.R. Brinkley style marketing that Dan Kennedy and I uncovered. Be on the lookout for this information, because it will change your life and take you from a marketer to an extraordinary marketer. You won't want to miss it.